So we got Christmas coming up pretty soon. What are the big plans for Christmas? I'm assuming you guys have some events planned.
We do. We have lots of fun events. Our biggest is Lights and Bloom. So that's our annual holiday light show at the downtown campus. Last year, we were rated by USA Today the 6th best botanical garden holiday light show in the country.
Wow.
So there are more than 2 million lights on display for that show. So it's really amazing, and lots of fun, whimsical vignettes. We have Florida reindeer, which are really pink flamingos with reindeer antlers.
Nice.
Yes. We have dragonflies, butterflies, all kinds of things all lit up for the holidays, and it's so much fun.
I might be the only one that didn't know this, but you mentioned Spanish Point. I didn't know that was in partnership or owned by, or how's that work?
Yes, so we Selby Gardens adopted the historic Spanish Point campus in 2020 during the pandemic. The organization was struggling with generating sustainable revenue, and so we adopted it, and we're really proud to have taken it over and to safeguard it for the future. And it's 30 bayfront acres there. And so literally right now through Halloween, we have a wonderful Halloween light show up every night, and it's called Lights at Spooky Point. Okay. And it's basically an iteration of the holiday Lights and Bloom that's Halloween-oriented and down at that campus.
It's the same one you had last year, similar to like what you had last year?
Yes. And we
kind of walk through, and there's lights, and you got like halfway through, there's some, you can get some cocktails and drinks and kids running around.
Yes.
That was a blast.
Oh, good. Well,
so you've been there.
Apparently.
I went last year. I didn't know it existed.
That's more my speed.
But I also didn't know it was Selby. I didn't know that. I mean, that kind of was real low key under the radar that happened in 2020. I don't know that. I mean, did you know that?
I had no
Felipe
idea.
knows
No.
everything.
Yeah.
He didn't know that.
We'll have to do a reel or something that comes out earlier because, for me, like Halloween, every day is like, oh, spooky season, pumpkin patch, hay bale rides. That's more my speed, The hay bale rides were cool when I was like 10, but now I'm more interested in that.
Yes.
So. It is.
Flamingo reindeer and cocktails.
Flamingo reindeer at Christmas. Get your dates.
Yes.
Go to that
I'm getting mixed up here.
Yeah, pumpkins, ghost orchids, spider orchids, bad orchids, all lit up. So more Halloween flair.
There we go. So you said a couple things that really struck me, in terms of some of the things that we have that we're doing that are really, truly world class. And I think that's great because often Sarasota, we bill ourselves as this, we're the cultural coast. And, I feel like people say that, not everybody really believes it. So you guys are actually out there, walking the walk.
Yes.
So hopefully we're going to help you talk the talk a bit more about the amazing things going on there. But is that part of what drew you to Sarasota? Because you have a background where you've worked at similarly world-class institutions. How did you, I want to hear more of your backstory and how you took the job and what made you decide to come to our little corner of the world here.
Sure. Well, I think that I really chose to relocate and come here because of the potential of this incredible city and region. And I tell everyone I started my career in visual art at the Guggenheim Museum, moved on to performing art at the Metropolitan Opera, and ended up in living art at the New York Botanical Garden.
Go.
So
just to interrupt for people who are not New Yorkers or familiar with these places, that's like
Please educate us.
That's like the who's who of really cool art spots in New York. I mean, you can't add the MoMA in, and then you've got like the Grand Slam. Yeah, basically.
Well, thank you. It really and each experience taught me so much. And I stayed at the New York Botanical Garden for 15 years and just kept increasing my level of responsibility. And a recruiter approached me about the opportunity to be president and CEO at Selby Gardens. And I'd heard of the gardens because it really has international renown, like we were saying, for orchids in particular. But I'd never been, and not only had I never been, I'd never been to the west coast of Florida before, only the east coast. Like all those New Yorkers go to the east coast.